Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacalyn. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacalyn at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. Happy holidays to you wherever you are in the world. We are celebrating here at our platform today because we have two Amazon #1 new releases this week. Here's one of them. It's The Amazing Adventures of Lady Ella, the Listening Mentor. And all the animal characters on this book are actually represented by real people who are elevated listeners. You can find out more on our website, usaglobaltv.com. Our show today is The Power of Etiquette and Manners. And we're going to be talking about etiquette and manners, especially during the holiday season. When I know myself, yesterday, I thought somebody was going to run me right off the road. I was walking and people are just in their own world. So let's bring out someone who is an etiquette expert and consultant. She's been with us before, and I love that. I say this all the time. When people come back and visit us, it's just so heartwarming because it's like we are a safe place for people to share their stories and provide education, hope, and inspiration. My co-host and the star of our show, Philip SYKES, who is the founder and president of the British School of Excellence, is off today. He's out there helping someone somewhere else in the world. So let's welcome our guest, Sara Araj. Let's welcome her to the program. Hello, how are you doing?
Hi, Dr. Jacalyn. Fine, how are you?
I'm doing very well. It's nice to see you again. Thanks for coming back.
Nice to see you too. Thanks for having me.
I love this show so much because etiquette and manners are really something that we need to have ingrained into us, into our core of who we are as people. Why are you so passionate about it?
As you said earlier, everyone is in his own bubble nowadays, but it's holiday season, and I believe that the atmosphere and the aura is different, and it's very inspiring because it's a time of the year where everyone looks to share and to welcome everyone around, and it's not only for adults, it's for kids as well. So it's a huge thing for everyone. So everyone shares the same feeling, and it's beautiful when it's shared with manners and respect to each other, because sometimes we live in different countries. I live in the UAE. We are a very diverse country, and there is a lot of nationalities. So each one celebrates Christmas differently. So it is very important to understand how the culture difference.
It certainly is. And to respect and appreciate the fact that although we're different, we're still the same. So I think that's really important as well. We have this time of year where people start to get a little pressured, feeling that they have to do certain things, they have to buy certain things, they have to go certain places and be with people they haven't seen since last year. And sometimes before they even get to where it is they're going, they're so filled with emotion, and that emotion comes out in various ways. What can you share with us as an etiquette consultant about how we should treat other people and put aside our own feelings or judgments or thoughts?
Yes, that is the key. That's the key things to understand, is to understand that it's okay when we feel pressured. First of all, we have to accept it. It's not being selfish, but it's being self-full. So it's okay sometimes if we feel, no, this is too much for me, I cool down, I have to take it back, take it easy on myself, so I can be able to share with the other. Because once a glass is full, we cannot do much. So it is very important to know that we need to absorb first, and then give. So it's let's allow us to feel overwhelmed, allow us to feel pressured, allow us to accept the fact that we are all going through the same thing. So we have to understand each other. On the other hand, the etiquette in this time of the year, when we talk about dining, is there. When we talk about thanks cards, when we talk about how to deal with children, kids, teenagers, etiquette is there, is present in various ways. So here is the where we can see the importance of it, because etiquette is one of the languages that is unified. It makes us in that middle ground where we can meet everyone. And one of the major aspect that we have in etiquette is to understand, to know how to listen, absorb, and then we see how to manage and our reactions, manage our behavior.
Absolutely. Great points. Thank you. And Philip always talks about taking that pause before you comment on anything. And I think something else that's important is, and I've seen this over the years, sometimes it feels like one person is on a mission to just ruin the day, ruin the evening, whatever the function is or the event, because they have to be speaking. They have to have the floor, so to speak. They have to be the one who has the final say. And if we think about this, why? Why do we have to do this? What is the importance of this? Instead, why not celebrate, for example, if you're going to a dinner, the fact that someone went to all the effort to put that together, and why make it about you to ruin that event? So if you are at an event and someone's starting to get a little bit out of control, do you think you should approach them? Do you think you should call them out on it? Do you think you should walk out of the dinner? What's something that we can do if this happens?
I think the best way to manage that situation is to we are all mature, so I believe that we know how to choose our words. So instead of lighten up the situation, let's try to cool it down, because sometimes when we get upset, we want to show also the other one that no, I'm right, and we add more, and they get more angry, and it goes on. It never stops. So it's time to be the bigger person in the room and try to choose the right words. The right gesture is very important. A lot of people, they get triggered by gesture, facial expressions. So we have to be mindful of that. Once it happens once, twice, and we behave how to we know how to control the situation, the other person starts feeling it, and they start to back off. So I think this is the better way we can say, but each one has his own way, and I believe we all find a little bit. It's very common that we reach misunderstandings in this time of the year. Everyone, as we said, is pressured from work, from a lot of things. So to be the bigger person in the room and to not add more. This is the most important thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And I think if there's a way to bring humor into it as well, which is not always easy to do, but come on, Jim, are we going to do this again? Just because I also think that people get so worked up before they even go to the event, because they're thinking, oh, she's going to be there and she's going to be talking about the fact that whatever it is. So I think go with an open mind, with an open heart, and just appreciate the fact that you're getting together with some people, and it's for this one event. It's not for the rest of your life. And also stay away from topics that cause people to make judgments and also to fire people up. What are your thoughts about this?
Yes, I agree with you 100%. Listen, we have to be mindful of the topics we bring out on the table. It's very important in the etiquette to know what to avoid to talk about in a table. It's various. What to talk about and what to not talk about. Like it's good to talk about weather, last vacation, general things. but let's not go into like picking on someone's culture, picking on someone's body or something. Let's avoid it. It's a very straightforward key that we have to be mindful of the topics we discuss. And in the other hand, there's a very important thing to do as well is when we make people, we share with them the moment. So what I mean about that is when we turn to the other person and we say, hey, Jacalyn, so tell me about this. How did it go? Last year you spoke about that. How did it went? And you let the other person express. When it goes like this, we're not the center. We make the other person feel important. They feel that they are important and being heard, and it cools the atmosphere. It brings a beautiful, because a beautiful environment. Because each one of us has a little ego that we like to speak about what we have done, what we have achieved. So when we give the opportunity, it's not that we give it and we sit back. They will give us the opportunity, but not all the light on us. It's not about that. It's about sharing the moment.
I absolutely love what you just shared. It's so important when you make someone feel special because you're listening to them. I could just imagine being at an event, being at a dinner, and leaving and saying, wow, Susan really listened to what I have to say. I was thinking that she was, not going to talk to me at all. And here, I feel really special. I can't wait to contact her, get together with her, or introduce her to someone. It's a completely different outcome than stealing the stage, making it about you, putting people down. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm really hopeful that people are going to just embrace this and go to whatever their function or events are during the holidays and all year long, and just make it about being kind, being present, and being respectful. So when we think about going to someone's house for the holidays, what about the gift? Do we have to bring a gift? And if so, can we bring something that somebody gave to us that we don't want it? Somebody gave me I don't know, something that I don't want, and now I'm going to give it to you. How does that work?
So in the gifting, it's very important to gift someone when they invite us. It shows that we are grateful for that, and they made the effort. It is very important. I always tell Mr. Philip that I like little crystal jars. So the little crystal jars that they're small like this, it's always useful. So it's very advisable to take maybe some if you know the person, that is a very helpful way. If you know the person, you know their preferences, maybe they need something around the house. That's very also helpful. Candles are also nice. Smells good. Makes us feel good. So candles are also great option. There is a lot of different gifts for house. But let's be creative sometimes. Let's try to dig deeper.
Exactly. And also maybe do a little research. Maybe ask someone, a common friend, hey, what does so and so like or dislike? I also would just comment, be weird. What's the word? Be aware if someone has allergies. For example, let's say you want to bring them some kind of plate of food. You've got peanuts on there or something, and they're allergic. But by the way, is it appropriate to bring food if you're going to someone's house?
It depends on the culture, actually. If we're talking about, for example, in my culture, it is okay. Sweets, basically, it is very common to receive sweets when someone comes over.
Okay, there you have it. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's just stay right now with the family get together, because we know a lot of people will be getting together. What about turning on the television and watching some event or movie by you leave the group and you just go sit and I've seen this sometimes. People just turn on the television and they start watching something. Is that appropriate to be at someone's house and turn on the television?
As per the etiquette, Each one has his own way, let's say, but let's avoid doing that. Maybe it will create pressure, tension. So, because we are different generations, and sometimes the elder generation gets upset when the younger one are on the screens. So let's avoid it. It's, as you said, it's once a year. We have to make it as smooth as we can. Like, and one other thing you spoke about, we will come back to it.
Well, thanks for mentioning screens. I think that's a really good point. You have 10 people getting together, you've got 10 phones potentially.
Yeah.
And should we be taking our phones out and scrolling through, looking at social media, or just even at the dinner table having the phone out? What are your thoughts on that? Look
Yeah.
at your
So
face. No, no.
no, it's a big no, I can say, especially when someone is talking. I don't think it's a great idea, though. If it's an emergency, we cannot deny it. And this is the art of the conversation in the etiquette. So here, where it comes, if we manage to get everyone in the conversation, that is the best thing. And this is where etiquette comes: how to talk, what to talk about, how to carry yourself will make people come to you and sit, and they will put their phone down, definitely.
That's really important. I think when people feel like they're engaged, then they want to participate. It's also when you feel like you don't know anyone, for example, or you're uncomfortable with the topic, that then you might go into the phone because you feel kind of isolated and left out. So I feel like if we focus on being inclusive and bringing everyone together, that's a great way to create a wonderful and meaningful time and event. One of the things that I like to do at family gatherings is I will ask each person at the table to share something that they're grateful for that year, or something that they're looking forward to doing in the new year. And then that gets everybody talking. But then there's a rule, which is you can't interrupt and cut off the other person. Like, for example, if I said, well, I'm really going to focus on working out more, someone would say, oh yeah, right, like you're really going to work out more. No, no one asked you for your comment. Just zip and lock. Right.
Yes, yes, that is not okay. We are
So
there to motivate each other. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So if you open it up with a neutral topic that everyone can relate to and give input on, I think that's a way to bring people together.
Yeah.
So we've had the meal, and now we want to leave. We literally just finished. We're bored. We've been on our good behavior as long as we possibly can. When is it okay to say, "Hey, thanks for having us, but we have to go"?
In that matter, I think it's up to it's regarding the time, because we have to be mindful about not to exit earlier, neither late, because we know that people have different timing for bed. So we have to be mindful for that. They have been preparing, they have been awake for a long time. We have to mind that. And when we talk about time, when to exit, it is important to mind to keep in mind the what time they have to arrive as well. The timing is very important, and it shows that how uh, we care about the other person, how much we care about the other person.
That is a great point. Thank you for bringing that up. I've had dinner parties where somebody would show up 40 minutes early, 30. I'm not even dressed yet. I'm still running around trying to get things. What is the proper amount of time? Because some people don't want to be late, and some people want to be late. They actually want to come in after everybody's gotten there so that they don't have to spend that time with the small talk, waiting for everyone to get there. So
Yeah.
is there any proper etiquette and manners when it comes to how early you should arrive or what time you should get there? If it's called for 5 o'clock, what time should you get there?
I think if it's like 5 o'clock, either you should come or you have to come on time, or not more than 10 minutes, maybe late, because in the etiquette, time is very important, and to respect it is important. and it shows, as I told you, it shows the how much we respect the other person.
Absolutely. Thank you. I want to switch now, segue over to if you are going to a holiday function for work, something in a professional capacity. And I've seen it many times over the years. I sold meetings and events and went to a lot of great events. People drink too much. They drink too much and then they lose the sense of what they should be saying or not saying. And all of a sudden, they're getting into some areas that are really troublesome. So, is there any etiquette on how to behave at a company event, especially during the holidays?
Yes, it's here where it comes the business etiquette and the social etiquette importance. As we know, work environments will always stay work environments. If we want to go above how many, we know ourselves, the other person cannot know, so they will keep offering to us. So it is very important to mind where to say, okay, I will just slow down on one glass, or if I'm to know how to manage that. We have to keep it in mind. Work is work, business is business, and the private life is something else. We have to keep it in mind.
Exactly. Good direction. I think sometimes people feel like, well, the food and the alcohol is free, so I'm just going to really enjoy myself. I worked hard all year and I'm going to let loose. But you let loose and people remember and you may get yourself into trouble. So
Yeah,
again, it's just one event. It's one point in time and we still need to show up as the professionals that we are.
exactly. It's our image. We have to keep it.
Yes, definitely. So when we think about the end of the year coming, 2022 and 2023, many times people will say to themselves, okay, I'm going to change something about myself, something. And a lot of times it can be rather drastic. They go from, I'm going to use working out because I love to work out, but I'm going to go from someone who isn't working out at all. Now they're going to run a marathon next month. Come on. I mean, it's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible, but when it comes to setting expectations for ourselves about incorporating etiquette and manners into our life, that can be done immediately, right?
It can, definitely it can, because as we say, it's a soft skill, and we have it. We just tend to we grow up with our parent like pointing at things. Our grandparent, no, we have it. We just ignore it with time. Unfortunately, we get too relaxed, and unfortunately, this is not the best way. Each one has his own way to do things, but if we want to implement it, it's a dynamic uh, um, environment. It's very enlightening. It's not only about how to eat or how to sit, but it's also about how to talk, how to carry a conversation, how to, as we said, how to keep everyone in the conversation. And yeah, so we have to implement it slowly, but yet we can see the impact very quickly.
And the impact can be seen around the world because people respect the fact when someone treats them with etiquette and manners and they remember it and they'll tell other people to say, wow, so and so actually heard what I had to say, so and so actually looked at me and gave me all their attention, and whatever the case may be. And I know that you do work with clients as well as with teens. What does that engagement with you look like when someone reaches out and they say, hey, I want to work with you?
As a course, or
As a consultant.
as a consultant. So yes, we do receive a lot of requests like that, though, because people reach a point where they need that. They can see it. They can see it in us. Like, I remember the first day when I told my surrounding that I will I will go for the etiquette coaching. They said, Sarah, but you don't need it. And I was like, no, it's a different thing. It's because it's important to me to know how to make the other one feel. This is how I chose it. So when people comes to me, is when they felt the difference when they sit with other people, that they have it, they know the importance of the etiquette. They feel it, and as we said, um, we cannot ignore the importance. So there is an example that I would like to share with you, regarding the founder of Ford. It's a very known story about where when he invited the two candidates, and they are coming from the same background, same schools, they have the same scores, same degree, same experience, everything the same. So what happened in that dinner? Once the dinner was finished, the founder of Ford told the first candidate, "Thank you for joining us today. And unfortunately, you will not continue with us." And he told the second one, "Please, I will see you in a little." So the first person was confused, like, what happened? Why he took the my colleague and he did not take me? We have the same exact path. And then he says, actually, your colleague tasted the food before putting salt. You have put salt before tasting food. Second, everyone around you were non-existent. You were polite only to me. And that is, I need someone in my company that doesn't care about hierarchy, but about a human being. And I believe
Wow.
one of the stories that really, really inspired me.
That
It's a
is a simple. Yeah. How many
yeah.
times do you see that people just start putting salt or pepper on the food and they didn't even taste it? And then also, you see this quite often at a dinner party or networking event. There are people standing around and the person zones in on the one person. The other people are standing there and you're not talking to them. So that creates hard feelings. And to your point, when you show up as this is you described in the story, people notice how you're behaving and how you're treating them and other people, so that's truly important. I'd
Yeah.
love for you to share a little bit about your experience with the British School of Excellence and Mr. Philip and Leanne and their whole team there, because there are people out there right now who are thinking, I wonder what it'd be like if I was an etiquette consultant or if I got into becoming an etiquette coach. Why would I go to the British School of Excellence? What does that look like? Can you share it with us?
Sure. If I have the start, we will go on for so long, but I will make it short. Actually, my experience with the British School of Excellence was beyond what I have expected. Their website is very helpful. As I live abroad, I could not physically meet anyone. I was in touch over the phone. Leanne was responsive. Everyone was responsive. Osa, Mr. Philip, everyone was so very quick to respond to our emails, our phone calls, anytime. So, and the website was very helpful as well. It has all the details. Though I needed more details, on the other hand, they were sharing all what I needed. And once I got there, that was the surprise. There were guests coming every time. There was sharing of people that they come for the course. They're amazing. They're amazing. They are great people to know also and hear their experiences. And the once you go into the course, you don't leave the same. Definitely. Your confidence is to the next level. It's next level. The way you see things is completely different. The idea about the etiquette completely changes. And as I said, it's not only closed into the etiquette, it's something beyond that. And I cannot stop talking about it. I was just overwhelmed once I finished it. I told everyone, you need to know what just happened last week. It's 1 week. It's intense training, but it's 100% worth it.
And we are, for those on the radio who are listening or those who are on a podcast, we actually have pulled up the website, which is the British School of Excellence.com. And you can see here they offer etiquette training, how to become a coach, emotional intelligence information and courses, events and experiences, articles and news and contacts. So please do go over there. I said this to Philip all the time. The people who have graduated, the alumni like yourself, are the highest caliber of professionals. And I really, truly respect everything that they're doing there. And I love the fact that you are here sharing your experience to help inspire others to come forward and step into their light as well.
It is. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jacalyn.
Thank you so much. So when we look at 2023 and people make plans for things that they're going to be doing, what's on your list of things that you want to accomplish or start or complete or get rid of?
First of all, I'm very grateful for I have accomplished in 2022. It's beyond what I could imagine. And at a certain point, I felt that the year went and I haven't done what I was intending to do. And at a certain point, I was like, no, I don't think I could accomplish it. And I felt like a bit low. And at the end of the year, I just looked back and I was like, I just did it. So sometimes we feel like the train went too fast, but though we have to give ourselves, even if we see that the time doesn't allow us, just do it. Just do it, because things can change in a click, and the feeling after it is worth it 100%. And that's what will keep me going for the next year. I have a lot of ideas popping as well, and new destinations. I love to travel. I have been to so many countries, so many cities. So I have a new bucket list, and I wish I can accomplish it by the end of the year.
Congratulations. That's super exciting. And you're reminding me of something that we just explored on the show before this, Authentic Achievements. My co-host just gave a TEDx speech, and she was talking about the fact that there's hope and there's fear, and neither one of them has actually occurred. But yet when you were talking about what you have accomplished and you never dreamed that you could, we don't believe in ourselves. We have this fear that we're not going to be able to accomplish something. And so what I would like to encourage everybody out there, including the two of us, because I have fear as well, it's like adopt hope. Put hope on instead of fear, or envision yourself actually accomplishing whatever it is. And how do you feel about it after that, as opposed to, well, I'm afraid to try this or that because I might fail. Well, you probably will fail in that case, but if you see yourself doing it, and so you're a testament to that with everything you just shared.
Sorry.
You've accomplished things that you didn't think you could actually accomplish.
Exactly. Yes, I agree with you, because as you said, sometimes we underestimate our potential. We don't see it, and some of us are overthinkers, and we tend to pressure ourselves a bit too much. Let's take it easy this year, and not relax too much at the same time. Balance is very important, but the best way to think is not to do it is the greatest failure. So just do it. Whatever the outcome is, at least you have tried it. In the future, you won't have guilt why I haven't done it.
And you mentioned that you've traveled many places and you've got some new destinations you're going to be going to. So when we think about etiquette and manners and other cultures, we had a guest on this week. We were talking about when you travel, and as Americans, many times we will dress so that we're showing that we're Americans, and it's not really appropriate in various cultures to not understand what the etiquette and manners are, where the destination where you're going. So do you feel that way, that maybe some research needs to be taken place, or people need to contact etiquette consultants and coaches before they travel so they can find out what are the customs in that country where you're going?
Yes, Yes, it is very important to know, because sometimes in different countries, some things are allowed that in other countries may get into even legal situations. So it is very important to look and do our research before, not to be in situation. We want to enjoy the holiday. At the end of the day, we visit others' country, so we have to be respectful because we are going to them. We have to understand their culture. We have to understand their perspective, and it is very important to do a great research before, not too deep, but just not to put ourselves in situations that they can lead to some misunderstandings.
Thanks for sharing that. And I know Philip has mentioned before something that I wasn't aware of, that in certain cultures, it's not appropriate for you to look the other person in the eyes. So I think he had mentioned the triangle, that you look somewhere around, but not right in the other person's eyes. Have you had experience with that?
Yes, yes, yes. There is a lot of culture that they are different and they are various. And lately, I was in a country, and in the island, like it is, people are far, a bit far. So so with some people around, they wanted to call a boat, the guy in the boat. So they thought, okay, how about let's whistle? And I was like, I don't think it's a great idea. They said, why you think it's not a great? I said, I noticed that in the island, no one does. For the past 2 days we are here, but no one did whistle. So I think we have to look it up. And sometimes to be mindful to the little things, because when we travel, actually, we are traveling to learn. We are traveling to discover. We are to enlightening something in us. So even those little research will help us. It will definitely help us. It's not only for
Exactly.
them.
Yeah. And then you can build that a relationship with that person because they realize, wow, you're actually trying. I remember when I went to Paris, I had taken French lessons, and of course I didn't have anyone to speak with in between when I took the lessons when I got there, so I forgot some, but I tried to speak. I did my best, and people
Yes,
appreciated it because you're trying to speak the language, and then people want to help you. It's like, okay, you're trying instead of just coming here and speaking English.
exactly. Yes, yes. And people, they make the effort. They are understanding and they make the effort. Let's just not build the boundary before we go, because once we assume something, it's what's going to happen. But if we leave it the way it is, it's better. Let's just experience it the way it is without putting any boundaries.
Absolutely. So many great points that you've shared here today. We have your contact information up, but for people who are on the radio or on a podcast and they want to work with you, they want to hire you, they want to have you help them in their business or in their personal life, how do they get in touch with you, and who would you like to contact you?
Yes, sure. I'm an etiquette consultant, and I specialize in the corporate and business etiquette. And you can contact me. I live in the UAE. Actually, I'm very flexible to attend anywhere else, even in online courses. Through Sara Araj, it's my full name, SARAARAJ7 @gmail.com, or plus 971 544 785959 as my call number and WhatsApp number. I'm joinable there.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for visiting with us and sharing your knowledge and expertise, and we'll look forward to having you back again in the future.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jacalyn, for having me today. Thanks everyone for listening. It's a great time. And
Thank you so much. Happy
happy holidays.
holidays. Yeah, same to
Yes.
you. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
All right, bye for now.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. please do reach out to Sara and also to the British School of Excellence. We shared their information, and I really highly encourage people, if you're watching our shows or listening, people are coming and giving education, hope, and inspiration. Reach out to them. They want to connect with you. There's no pressure. It's just about growing your network, potential collaborations, and finding a way to grow both personally and professionally. Before we close out the show, I just want to share with you, for those of you who don't know, that this week my team and I are celebrating because we had 2 books that became #1 Amazon new releases, one on Wednesday, one on Thursday. I'm going to share my screen and just give you a little bit of information that I'm so excited because my book actually arrived last night. So here you can see on the screen, this is one of our books. This is The Amazing Adventures of Lady Ella, the Listening Mentor. This is a 7-book series. This is the first book of 7. And as you can see on the book cover, there are animals, and the animals represent real people. And the real people have taken my course called The Power of Listening, and they've become certified as elevated listeners. So they are on this mission with me to help spread across the world the importance of learning how to listen without judging, without providing a solution, without interrupting, and also without stealing the stage. So you can purchase this book, whether it's in paperback or the ebook. You can get it over on Amazon right now. The ebook's $1.99 unless you belong to the Kindle Unlimited. And also my other 2 books are available. They're on sale. Behind the Green Screen, How to Succeed in the Live Broadcasting Business. This is the first book that I wrote, and it's hard to believe it was just 2021, 4 books in a little over a year and a half, I guess. This is the story of how and why I left the corporate world. So it's not just about broadcasting. It's about my career in corporate, my health, etc. And then how I started this platform and the journey that I went on to get where I am and where I'm going. The next book, Adversity to Awesome, True Life Stories of Inspiration from Survivors of Imprisonment, Addiction, Sexual Assault, and More. This book is a compilation of stories from different people around the world. I interviewed them, and then we took the story that they gave about their experience, my book coach and I, and we put it into the third person. The first chapter is my story of what happened to me. So you can pick that up. And then this is the other book, which Lady Ella's ABCs of Listening, that is available for pre-order. This also became an Amazon #1 new release yesterday, actually, 4:00 in the morning. I was up all night checking. So you can pick this up as well. And in the first book here, Lady Ella is the ladybug, and she visits Gentle Farm. She leaves Gentle Farm after helping these animals learn how to listen. And then she goes here to the School of Joy. And I'm not going to give this story out because it hasn't been released yet, but she will be leaving there from the School of Joy, and she will be going to London to the British School of Excellence. And the name of the third book, which will be coming out next year in the beginning of the year, is Lady Ella Has Afternoon Tea in London. And when she leaves there, she's going to Paris. So my copy of the book just came last night. Here it is. I'm really excited. And it's dedicated to my great niece. Here she is, Lady Ella. And then the back of the book, you can see the ladybug. And you can read about myself and my co-author, Mariska Duprier, who is in New Zealand. So thanks for listening. I appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you for our next show, which is Fashion, Travel, and Fitness. And my guest is our expert correspondent, Sandy. She's going to be filling us in on her travels. I'm not sure where in the world she is right now, but she always gives us great travel tips. And for anybody looking to travel in 2023, please do join us, or 2024. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. Bye.